when we're talking about or hearing speculation about you fighting somebody that literally fights 3 weight divisions lower than you?
Very excited. You know, this is the biggest fight of my career, if it happened, and I'm just looking forward to it. I'm excited.
Name Crawford?
Yeah.
I think Canelo just too big for Crawford. I mean, Terence Crawford is another, amazing fighter.
StephenASmith didn't hold back during a live interview, strongly criticizing Terence Crawford's decision to fight Canelo Alvarez. Smith made his stance clear, saying, "I hate this fight, it's a terrible idea." He argued that Crawford is naturally 3 weight classes below Canelo and simply too small to take on someone of his size and strength. Smith urged Crawford to reconsider, warning that the difference in size and power could prove dangerous.
Crawford versus Canelo.
I hate it. I don't like it one bit. I think that Crawford is the best pound-for-pound fighter on the planet. I think that Canelo is one of those folks. But Canelo is fighting at 168, which means he's walking around heavier.
Former world champion Amir Khan, who fought Canelo Alvarez in 2016, has issued a serious warning to Terence Crawford. Reflecting on his own experience, Khan admitted he underestimated the weight gap and described Canelo as a beast in the ring. Khan emphasized that he now fully understands why weight classes exist, hinting that Crawford could be in for a brutal reality check if he makes the same mistake.
Canelo's a beast, man. Canelo's a beast, and when it was offered to me, I tried to chase the mayor with a fight at that time, and it happened. And obviously, I was probably at my peak of my career there as well. So, whoever I was gonna fight, I was gonna give him a hard fight regardless. Because we were probably winning that fight against Canelo until he knocked me out. But I was boxing well. But one thing, size. Now I understand why they make weight divisions in boxing. Every weight division. But then again, look, bro, you would probably take it. I was offered like 10 million quid, bro. 10 million quid, bro. Look, end of the day, this is like, it's a lot of money, I thought about it. What made me, when I got the deal on the table for 10 mil, I was like, should I take it or not? But then I worked it out. Normally I have to have 3 or 4 hard training camps and fights to make that kind of money. I still one fight. So you gotta do it in that one fight, you know what I mean?
Does Canelo beat Crawford?
Size, bro, remember, Crawford then is a big boy as well. Crawford's a big guy when it comes to weight. A box fight, I think Crawford, in my opinion, but size might matter. But then again, I think since when I fought Canelo's become a better boxer. He started boxing more better.
Boxing legend Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. didn't hold back when asked about Terence Crawford facing Canelo Alvarez at 168 pounds. Chavez firmly stated that Crawford should avoid the fight at that weight, predicting he'll get knocked out for sure. While Chavez expressed respect for Crawford's skills, he believes that in the super middleweight division, Canelo is simply too strong and dangerous. Coming from a man who's witnessed decades of boxing at the highest level, his warning carries serious weight.
The 2 fighters are gonna be different weight classes, even though they're gonna fight on a specific weight. He believes that they're just going because of the money, Crawford, but probably Canelo is gonna knock him out.
Despite the wave of caution from boxing legends and analysts, Terence Crawford remains unfazed. He's publicly stated that he's faced opponents bigger than Canelo Alvarez in the past and believes his superior skills will carry him to victory. According to Crawford, Canelo's biggest advantages lie in size and physical strength, not technique. This unwavering self-belief is part of what makes Crawford so admired by fans. He's never backed down from a challenge and always trusts himself to find a way to win. However, as many experts have pointed out, stepping in against Canelo at 168 pounds could be a completely different kind of challenge, one that even Crawford may not be fully prepared for.
I got the speed over Canelo. I got the reach over him. He might got the size, the power. I got the better skills, boxing skills.
Would it be more of a cat and mouse? The reality is Canelo does put people out. From Kirkland to Amir Khan to just... Obviously,
I'm just saying, man.
No, but he's not Kovalev.
Kovalev was older. And he
Billy Joe.
does. Don't get me wrong. He does have a lot of power, but all those guys that you name is not as skillful as me. I'm sorry. No disrespect to none of those fighters. The skill level is not there.
So how do you see a fight with Canelo?
tough fight. Canelo is a great fighter. Like, I always had respect for Canelo, but I just believe in my skills. The fact that people doubt me, it just fueled me even more. Try to get the fight even more. And I'm watching him, I'm like, man, I can beat this dude. I've been fighting people bigger than me all my life, and I always came out on top. You gonna get hit. It's a fight. He gonna get hit too. It'll be good.
Speaking in a live interview, StephenASmith issued a firm warning to Terence Crawford, stating bluntly that Crawford is entirely too small to fight Canelo Alvarez. He emphasized that Crawford would have to move up 3 weight classes, a leap that, historically, rarely favors the smaller fighter. While Smith acknowledged Crawford's elite skill set, he warned that the size disparity could be dangerous. He needs to let it go, Smith said, adding that even if Crawford lands clean shots, he may not have the power to hurt Canelo.
I think should be gone. The notion that Terence Bud Crawford should move up 3 weight classes, 21 pounds, to fight Canelo Alvarez. He's entirely too small. Jermell Charlo already proved that. Y'all remember that scene from Rocky? Remember that scene from Rocky 2? When Carl Weathers was Apollo Creed and his trainer was like, can I be honest? I saw you beat this man within an inch of his life. And he kept coming. He wouldn't go away. He's wrong for us, baby. He's wrong. Let it go. Apollo couldn't do it and lost fight number 2. Trained him for Rocky 3 and then got killed in Rocky 4 by Drago because he couldn't let it go. Bud Crawford needs to let it go.
Renowned boxing coach Joel Diaz didn't hold back when addressing the possibility of Terence Crawford defeating Canelo Alvarez. The idea of Crawford beating Canelo is stupid, Diaz said bluntly. He emphasized the significant size difference and pointed out that Canelo has already faced, and beaten, elite-level super middleweights and even light heavyweights. From a trainer's perspective, Diaz sees this matchup as a clear mismatch, warning that it likely won't end well for Crawford.
Can beat Canelo, no problem. I mean, I respect that, but I just think they're stupid. I mean, excuse my language. The size difference of a bigger man changes everything with one punch. And I can see the same thing. I mean, you saw Canelo Alvarez fighting Amir Khan. Now, look at this. Terence Crawford moved from 47 to 54 to fight Madrimov. What did he do to Madrimov? Nothing. Okay, Madrimov was a 54 pounder. Now, to move up to 168, that's 2 more divisions. Canelo Alvarez will take any punch from Crawford, but I don't think Crawford will take any punches from Canelo. Remember, Canelo got hit by Triple G, the heaviest hitter in that division. And Canelo took those shots like a champ. I don't think Crawford has anything to beat.
Sean Garcia echoed the concerns shared by others, acknowledging Terence Crawford's exceptional skill but warning that Canelo Alvarez presents a nearly insurmountable challenge. No matter how good Crawford is, Canelo is just a tank, Garcia told StephenASmith. While recognizing Crawford's dominance at welterweight, Garcia raised a critical question: can he even hurt Canelo? He explained that even if Crawford performs flawlessly from a technical standpoint, it won't mean much if he lacks the punching power to earn Canelo's respect. Without it, Garcia warned, Crawford could be walking into a punishing and potentially dangerous fight.
My initial reaction would be to say that I think that Crawford would be the superior boxer, as great as Canelo is, as seasoned as he is, with 65 fights, if I recall, on his record. I think boxing-wise, he's going to give Canelo fits. Don't believe he can hurt Canelo. Just believe that Crawford hasn't been in the ring with anybody this powerful. Again, Crawford is the superior boxer. But if he can't hurt Canelo, you can't keep him off of him. He says it's a legacy fight, and he believes he can do the same, and he wants to do the same against a fighter the caliber of Canelo Alvarez, which is why we haven't really seen him in the ring against anybody else. Fortunately, that's the business of boxing. He's a victim of it.
Promoter Eddie Hearn described the matchup between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez as a freak fight. While he respects both fighters, Hearn warned that the significant size difference makes the bout feel more like a spectacle than a fair contest. He believes that even if Crawford performs well, the public might not give him the credit he deserves because of the obvious size mismatch. Conversely, if Canelo wins, many may simply dismiss it as a fight he was expected to win all along.
Crawford going to be able to bridge this weight gap?
No, I don't think he can, in all honesty. I mean, he might not be able to bridge it on Saturday.
Yeah.
So,
one weight class.
68, yeah, but you're coming up from 35. 35, 40, 47, 54. Sooner or later, it's one too many. And 68 is definitely too many. But Crawford's brilliant. Like, he's a genius. He's a generational great. So maybe he can find a way to do it. But I feel he'd be hugely outsized against Canelo Alvarez. Yes. But you have to use your movement if you're Terence Crawford in that fight. The last thing you want to do is stand and trade. He'd be moving a lot in that fight, trust me. I'm not saying he'd be running, but he would be moving a lot. Of course, that's the way to beat him.
Yeah.
Trainer Robert Garcia took a different stance, asserting that many fans simply don't want to see this fight. He believes the boxing community would prefer Crawford to face an opponent closer to his own size, either a top contender at 150 or 160 pounds. According to Garcia, the matchup feels forced and lacks the natural competitiveness that makes great fights truly memorable.
To see Crawford versus Canelo, I think people are gonna go, that's too much. Moving up 2 more weight divisions, 2 more. Thank you, man. Thank you. I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think that'll bring that much attention anymore, because I think if you were going out there and destroy this guy, then okay, he can move up and fight against Canelo. But I think it'll be hard for people to buy that. You know, that he could fight somebody like Canelo, because Canelo's just too big. That's 2 weight divisions.
Fighting analyst Biz the Adult offered a chilling perspective on the Crawford vs Canelo matchup. Having experienced Canelo's punches up close, he expressed serious doubts about Crawford's ability to withstand that kind of force. Despite acknowledging Crawford's skill and toughness, Biz emphasized that the punch resistance required at 168 pounds is drastically different from 147. He warned that one clean shot from Canelo could change everything.
What up, Biz? Who you got? Canelo Crawford?
Yeah, got Canelo. I heard the punches that he hit Charlo with. I don't know if Crawford can absorb those punches. I know he's a great man and a great warrior. When you come from 147 to put on a better fight than Charlo, I mean, I don't even know what that means. I don't know if that means that Crawford is so great and he can do that, or that means that Charlo set the bar so damn low that anybody could do better than Charlo did last night.
Do skill really pay the bill? Because that would be tough.
It pays the bill. That's why Canelo skillful too.
Check out the projected odds that came out. One of the odds projectors say Canelo is opening up as the favorite, -130. Crawford is +100. That's damn near 50-50. Another one says Canelo Alvarez is the favorite, -185. Crawford is the underdog, only +55. Let me tell you something. If those are the odds on my booking come day one, I'm max betting Canelo Alvarez. I could give a damn. Y'all mean to tell me that y'all think it's 50-50? I'ma empty my account on Canelo Alvarez. I don't have to bet KO, none of that shit. If y'all think it's that close, I'ma empty my account. $30,000, I can give a shit. I'm about to come up. I was gonna bet on Crawford, thinking he'd be the huge underdog. Y'all got it.
In a back-and-forth conversation with veteran boxing journalist Dan Raphael, StephenASmith reiterated his doubts about Terence Crawford prevailing against Canelo Alvarez. However, Raphael argued that Crawford wouldn't take the fight just for a payday. He would genuinely try to win. That said, even Raphael agreed it would be an extremely tough challenge, emphasizing that Crawford would need to fight a near-perfect fight to have any chance of success.
Terence Crawford is a marvelous boxer, arguably the best in the world, pound for pound. But can you hurt Canelo? If you can't hurt him, I have no doubt he can outbox him. My issue is, if you can't hurt him, what kind of a challenge can you truly pose? What do you say to that?
No, that's a great point. I mean, here's the thing. Canelo Alvarez has a historically great chin. Now, I go way back when he first came to the United States and started boxing, and he found himself on an HBO pay-per-view undercard years and years ago, fighting against the older brother of the great Miguel Cotto. His name was Jose Miguel Cotto, and he had gotten a ton of hype. He had signed with Golden Boy Promotions, and a lot of those of us in the media. And I had seen him a couple of times before that. This is my first time seeing him in person, really paying close attention. And he almost got knocked out in the first round. And I remember Stephen A., all of us looking around at Media Row going, what the heck is this all hype about? This man can't take a shot. He's going to get drilled. He was lucky that the fight was over, that the round was over in round one, or there might have been so much more trouble. Stephen A., that was 16, 17 years ago. I've never seen him wobbled, rocked, physically, visibly hurt since then. He has an all-time great chin going in the ring with tremendous punches. Terence Crawford coming up 2 weight classes do any damage. Yeah, he's a slick boxer, and he's also a good puncher in the welterweight division, in the junior welterweight division, in the lightweight division. But even at junior middleweight, which is where Terence Crawford had his most recent fight back in August, when he moved up and he won a world title, he didn't blow the doors off. He fought a very tough, solid opponent named Israel Madrimov. He gave him a good fight. It was very close. Madrimov's people seem to think he might have even been able to edge it out. But if you can't hurt an Israel Madrimov at 154, what the heck are you going to do with Canelo Alvarez, the sturdiest guy in the world, at 168? So that aspect of it is certainly a problem. You mentioned about Charlo. Charlo was there to get his check. I know one thing about Terence Crawford. He's not going to just come to turn up to get the check. He'll at least try. And Charlo, I don't think really.
Former super middleweight champion Carl Froch criticized the proposed fight, calling it unfair. Froch believes the size and strength difference is simply too great for Crawford to compete effectively against someone of Canelo's physical stature. He also warned that fans hoping for an epic showdown might end up disappointed.
He goes, now that is a fight that I'm expecting to be very good. I think it's going to be tough for Crawford. He's not big enough, I don't think. He's just not got that size. Don't get me wrong, he'll stack some pounds on and he'll grow. He's obviously bigger than his fight weight, but Canelo Alvarez has been up at light heavyweight. I know he's been up at, light heavyweight. He beat Kovalev. And then he's dropped back down now to super middle because he's probably not big enough for light heavyweight, lost to Bivol, and he's probably realised, actually, that's probably a step too far. But Terence Crawford, was he 147 pound, one of the best to do it in the business. But to come up, we know what it's like when people come up from welterweight and try and succeed a couple of weight divisions above their weight. It's tough, it's difficult.
Despite all the criticism and concerns, Terence Crawford remains determined to take the fight. Many fans continue to support him, drawn by his fearless pursuit of greatness and his willingness to embrace the challenge. For Crawford, this bout could cement his legacy if he manages to pull off the unfathomable. It's a high-risk, high-reward scenario that has captured the imagination of boxing fans worldwide.
I just feel if Terence Crawford's going to have a fight again, and I look at the options on the table, there's no one he wants to fight 154 pounds. There isn't. He doesn't want to fight Fundora. He's not going to fight Virgil Ortiz. He's not going to fight Boychuk. These aren't sexy names. These are just not names that even gets out for a jog for. The only name he wants to fight is Canelo. So for me, I feel like I'm more closer to Crawford fighting than Crawford not fighting. And if Crawford's going to fight, then it has to be Canelo. But look, we'll see. That's a dream one for me. I think I said that on my wish list for 2025. I said Crawford, Canelo. I think all the others will come true. I just want this one to come true. It's a crazy fight. There's almost too much weight between the two, but I agree. Hey, this is boxing.
Heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua acknowledged the size difference between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, but emphasized, what really matters is who wants it more. In his view, if Crawford stays motivated and focused and trains the right way, he could still surprise many. Joshua believes Crawford has a point to prove, and that drive might fuel a performance that exceeds all expectations.
Yeah, I wasn't too keen on the catchweight stuff. I feel like there's no rehydration clause, is there? No, so that would be good. And then I feel like Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr. showed us that weight is good. Like, there are weight categories for a reason, but providing they're both skilled and talented, there's not much difference in weight. It's just who wants to win. And watching that fight, Conor Benn and Chris Eubank just showcased that weight is, it's all about that. So I'm looking forward to the Crawford and Canelo fight because I feel like Bud wants to prove a point. You know what I mean? So it'll be a good fight. Bud's just over there calling him Bud like I know him. But Terence Crawford was just over there too.
Boxing legend Oscar De La Hoya delivered one of the sport's most well-known truths. A good small man doesn't beat a good big man. While he respects Terence Crawford's talent, De La Hoya believes the odds are heavily stacked against him. Size, power, and longevity usually prevail in boxing, and Canelo Alvarez possesses all three in abundance.
William who? Canelo versus William Skull. William who?
Oscar being back in New York over here.
No, let's just say Canelo Crawford, in the history of boxing, and this is the facts.
Let's get it.
If you see Thursdays, back Thursdays, I speak the facts. All right, I'll even do it for you. A good little man has never beaten a good big man in the history of the game. Unless you go back to certain situations with Pacquiao beat me, but I was a dead man walking anyway. But a good little man never beats a good big man, so it's a tough test for Crawford, but I'm not counting him out. But what about Canelo?
Known for his sharp analysis, Tapamol Lopez praised Canelo Alvarez's ring intelligence and physical advantages. While he acknowledges that Terence Crawford is an elite fighter, Lopez believes facing someone with Canelo's unique combination of experience, smarts, and power will be incredibly difficult, especially at a higher weight class where Crawford has never competed.
Crawford, Canelo, who you got? Crawford, Canelo? I still say Canelo. I got Canelo too. I still say Canelo. Ring IQ, I believe that Crawford has a bit more.
Yeah.
However, it's just the size difference. I think that where Crawford is lacking is that he should try test the waters even with somebody at that weight class before facing Canelo. But hey, they say he's a dog, he's got shot in the head and drove to the hospital, so maybe that's just his mentality.
Hey, let's see. Only one way to find out till that day comes.
It's the only way, but I definitely think that it's a great fight overall. You know, black and brown is how you get down.
Canelo Alvarez's reputation and resume are unmatched in boxing. He has fought and defeated world champions across multiple divisions and most recently claimed another world title by defeating Dmitry Bivol. Whether every detail is debated or not, the fact remains, Canelo has proven himself time and again as a dominant force at 168 pounds. Facing him is a daunting challenge for anyone, especially a welterweight moving up in weight.
Canelo, based on last fight, is a 50-50-50 fight? Wow.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned for more.